Uh, hmm. Uh, how do I talk about this book? This one is a bit of a challenge. We're talking about a classic, a capital C classic that would help set the stage for an entire genre of work. It wasn't the first, but we're talking about one of the big two in Dystopia. And I can't talk about the plot without spoiling the whole book. I'll explain more after the intro. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, my name is David Popovich, aka the Bookworm, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. Sit back and relax as we dive into Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. This is going to be a pain in the ass.
This is a song about being happy. That's right.
So here's the thing with Brave New World. It's not really a story in the traditional sense. There is a plot and it has characters with defining traits and some go through an arc, but that's not what Brave New World is about. Brave New World is a scenario, a what if, the definition of speculative fiction, a look at a future of mankind that Huxley created based on what he was seeing the world being turned to at the time, one that's an examination without giving it a simple answer. Hell, they don't even say anything about the plot on the book blurb, just that it's a masterpiece about a terrifying future in the world of tomorrow! And I see why. If I were to tell you the general plot of the book, I spoil half the book. And if I go into detail about the characters and themes, I'd spoil the other half of the book. Hell, we don't even get to our main character until halfway through the book. So this is going to make the review a little more complicated. I usually like to keep some things hidden or vague so you guys have the chance to discover for yourselves. But then again, I love a good challenge. Let's start off as the book did by exploring this brave new world. Community, identity, stability. These are the ingredients chosen to make the perfect little humans. In the year 632 AF, after Ford, people are no longer born but grown in a lab, where the state modifies your DNA so that you will fit in your chosen caste. The caste system is basically a pyramid, where from what gene pool you are in determines what role in society you play, all based on the Greek alphabet of alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and epsilon. Did I mention that eugenics was a popular theory when this was written? 'Cause it was. To help develop the humans to be the perfect little beings, the state will do things like modify lower caste embryos with smaller brains and bodies, hypnotic suggestions while you sleep as a child, and electroshocking babies. Let me repeat that. They electroshock babies! Why? All conditioning aims at that, making people like their unescapable social destiny. You shock babies! All of this is used till at last the child's mind is these suggestions, and the sum of the suggestions is the child's mind. And not the child's mind only, the adult's mind too, all his life long. Along with an education where prepubescent kids play sexual games. Yes, sexual games. And they have orgies. Lots and lots of orgies. 'Cause the state teaches everyone belongs to everyone else. No one stays with one partner. No one gets married. They don't reproduce. Hell, mother and father are considered dirty words. And to help people stay happy, they are given things called somas, which are drugs. It's basically weed, LSD, meth, heroin, whatever. If you're unhappy, just pop a soma and let the good vibes roll. All of this is used to help keep the civilization machine rolling. No civilization without social stability. No social stability without individual stability. Basically, this is what conservatives think socialism is, where people are produced on an assembly line like Model Ts, given no free will, and are made to believe the only things they need are happiness, drugs, sex parties, and consumerism, which does not go well for one Bernard Marx, who by mistake has a physical defect that makes people ridicule him even though he's an alpha. The mockery made him feel an outsider, and feeling an outsider, he behaved like one, which increased the prejudice against him and intensified the contempt and hostility aroused by his physical defects. In doing so, Bernard has desires that are beyond that within the state. More on my own, not so completely a part of something else, not just a cell in the social body. To connect with his desires, he and a girl he's been pining for, Lenena, go to a savage reservation so Bernard can see what life was like before Ford. Upon going there, they find Linda, who was a part of the system but got left behind when a member in her group got her pregnant, which has given her a son named John. Ashamed about being a mother, Linda never tried to go back, but with what little she had, taught her son to read, which no one on the reservation can do. Amazed by this, Bernard gets the leaders of the world state to bring John into their world. John is excited to see what this world he only heard from Linda's stories could be. "Oh, brave new world," he repeated. "Oh, brave new world that has such people in it. Let's start at once." Which leads to a confrontation of two different worlds, learning each other's flaws, and coming together for a bright and better tomorrow. I'm kidding. Everything goes to hell. That's all I can really talk about for Brave New World. While it's filled with a fascinating look at a potential future, the plot itself is actually pretty light. Most of the time I can't really say the people in the book are characters as much as archetypes Huxley uses to explore the world. Lenina as the happy civilian, Bernard as the unhappy, and John as the man with nowhere to go. In many ways, John's story is a classic fish out of water. He's neither civilized nor savage, accepted by neither and seen by all as an experiment, which the book uses to debate about what makes people happy. What is happiness? What are you willing to give up for it? And what pains are you willing to endure if you reject it? The last part of the book ends with a debate session between John and the leader of the world state. Basically like the Matrix Reloaded scene with the archetype, but this one is more comprehensible. But it doesn't give a simple answer though. If anything, this is the anti-Hunger Games. One where the answers aren't as cut and dry. You can't fully call the civilized world evil. Everyone truly believes they are doing it for the greater good. They are so entrenched in the system that there may be no turning back. Now that doesn't mean it's perfect. The first 3 chapters are all just for world building, and the plot doesn't get started till halfway through the book when John appears. If Hunger Games is too light, this one is too heavy. So you are going to have to grind through long, and I mean long scenes of exposition before you get to some of the good stuff. I'm talking required high school reading long. But if you can get through that, you will be taken to a place that in many ways still reflects what is going on in our world today. It's a scenario book that, while it's light on plot and characters, leads to one of the most haunting endings I've read. This book will stick with you as you take apart what it's about and see what your Brave New World is. This book won't make you happy, and it may not be for everyone, but it will leave an unforgettable mark on you. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Brave New World? A special shout out to Cosmo Shidon for suggesting the book. Thank you for your support. If you have a book you would like me to review, let me know in the comments below. Well, that was one hell of an experience. I also seem to be on a sci-fi binge right now. Maybe we should check out something that's a little more pulpy. Adventure-y. Silly. No! 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 No, 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 no. I'm not. I can't. I'll think of something else. Till next time. Have a nice day. No. No, no, no! No!
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy.